drive and it loves me.
So they see the fairness.
It does strike me every once in a while when I'm driving down the street on garbage pickup days, the amount of waste produced by each of us. Just go over how much waste on the average does each household produce?
Well, every resident in the United States produces about 1,135 pounds of trash per person per year. In communities,
How much?
1,135 pounds per year
135
per person.
pounds.
So
Wow.
even including babies,
Babies?
everybody. So the average is 1,135.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of trash. Yeah, a lot of trash. And so you can see how
Yeah.
much of it can be taken
Right.
out of the waste stream. A good example is the Boston Globe had an article, they had a great analysis of several communities, I want to say 30 communities that were bringing their waste to the same waste to energy facility. This facility looked at the per capita disposal of the different communities. The average community that didn't do a SMART program was bringing over 950 pounds per person per year. The average community that did do a SMART program was bringing 512 pounds per person per year. So about a 44% reduction overall.
Wow.
From those particular communities. And that seems to be about the national average.
Most of our garbage, where does it end up? Can you just explain that?
For you on Long Island, it ends up in a waste to energy facility.
Okay, which is an incinerator.
Yes.
So
yes.
most
It's a
of
nice
our
way to put it.
yeah, most of our garbage gets incinerated, which is again when we're looking at environmental benefits. Obviously, the less waste we can send to those incinerators, the better.
Right.
For our air quality and when we're talking about global warming and so forth.
Right, and a lot of garbage on Long Island is also trucked off the island. So again, another environmental benefit. All of those trucks
Sure.
going over bridges off to Pennsylvania
Yes.
or upstate New York or even Ohio and South Carolina, they're trucking their trash away.
We had Neil Lewis here at our last Coffee with Connie, and we were talking about how to reduce greenhouse gases. Certainly transportation is one of our big sectors and where we use our energy or fossil fuels. So this is, again, a great environmental benefit. So, you know, this seems like a win-win-win. It's a win as far as the environment is concerned. It's a win as far as the fairness issue is concerned. Those producing less trash will be paying less.
Right.
And it's a win economically,
Right.
as far as, you know, what the town of Brookhaven pays to have its waste disposed. Is there any downside that you can think of on this?
Yeah, no real downside. The other upside though is the creation of jobs. Since
Okay.
you do have your own
The green
municipal
collar jobs, again, we
facility.
have been talking about that. Yes,
Mhm,
great.
mhm. Since you do have that facility here, the material that is brought in, you have more capability of creating jobs than other communities might. So.
Great, as far as recycling jobs.
Yeah, yeah, and in fact-
And you're talking about, the facility you're talking about is the MRF.
Right.
Okay.
In fact, they say that that for every one job in waste, 4 jobs in recycling are created. So for all the waste you divert, you're able to create 4 jobs for everyone,
Okay,
which is a plus.
good. And we do have an issue here in the town of Brookhaven. I represent the 4th District, and in the 4th District is our biggest composter. And although compost is good for the environment, it's not a bad substance that we're creating, it does present a lot of issues for those individuals living near the compost facility. Because we are bringing all of the compost from the town of Brookhaven to one location. When we're talking about this program, we're talking about reducing the amount of waste people produce, and that includes the amount of compostable waste. So that is an added benefit for the township, both, again, economically, because obviously we have to pay our composter, happens to be Long Island Compost, to treat our compost, and we're reducing the transportation costs. And we would be educating people on how to do that in their backyards.
Right.
And is that an easy process to do?
It gets easier and easier. People are more and more interested in it, especially in a smart community where they're also saving money by doing it. They start to realize there's other benefits.
So let's paint a picture for the average resident on this. The average resident would be buying special bags, and where would they go to buy these bags?
They go to a local grocery store, King
Okay.
Cullen, Waldbaum's, whoever the local grocery store is. They would purchase the bags, depending on what the price is, usually 5 in a package. They bring the bags home, they pay as they go for their trash, set their trash out on the curbside just like they normally do, set their recycling out in additional bins that may have been used for trash before. So you'll have additional recycling out there.
Okay.
But the big benefit is they reduce their taxes by $300 and some, so they
Right.
can afford to pay as they go, and they may in fact have money left at the end of the year to buy new shoes or whatever they want to do with it.
Sure. So they'd be putting out their trash in these special bags that they are buying.
Right.
And the recycling, they're going to be putting out in cans. They could even use
Right.
the garbage cans that they now have. That's what we were talking
Right,
about.
right.
And what we're looking at is a reduction, maybe in the long term, of the amount of days that we're going to be picking up garbage, and an increase in the number of days that we'd be picking up recycling.
Right.
Because it's going to be flipped. We're going to
Mhm.
have more recyclables now, because people are going to be more aware of it, and less garbage.
Right, right.
So that is really what we're looking at.
Right, right. The biggest
Okay.
change is, yes, flipping the routes.
Uh-huh.
As you get going, you'll realize that everyone is recycling now.
Yes.
And so you need to spend more time recycling
Right,
and less time
right.
picking up trash.
They just go to King Cullen or Costco or wherever else that they go to buy their regular
Normal groceries.
normal groceries. And the only change is that the cost of their garbage pickup would be incorporated in the cost of the garbage bag.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Also a great benefit to the SMART program with schools, because
Aha.
kids learn now, they truly learn at home, where before it was kids taking this behavior home to their
That's
parents.
right, yes.
And their parents not really practicing it. Now their parents are doing it because there's a price to pay if they
Mhm,
don't,
mhm.
and they're actually teaching their children, in which case they're bringing it to school. So we find higher recycling rates in institutional schools, in communities that do SMART programs as
Right.
well. So I think that'll be an added benefit in Brookhaven.
Great. And other countries, are they using this type of program, or?
Yeah, we find the SMART program all over the world. Korea, the entire country does a SMART program. Seoul, Korea was one of the first countries about 10 years ago that implemented it, and they also reduced their waste about 48%, similar to what we're
Okay.
projecting for Brookhaven.
Hmm.
A lot of European countries use this type of incentive to change behavior. Japan, Tokyo, pay-as-you-throw community. So Zurich, Switzerland, all over the world.
All over the world,
Yeah,
yes.
I think that what's happening is it's difficult to change behavior, and this is a very fair and equitable way to change behavior, because really everyone benefits. The few people that aren't benefiting are those who just want to be wasteful, and so let them be wasteful.
Sure, sure. Well, it seems fair, and it seems like the right thing to do for the environment, and also the right thing to do for our economy. So it seems like a great program. I hope we can implement it in the town of Brookhaven very soon.
I do too.
All right, thank you,
All
Kristen.
right, you're welcome.
I love